16 professional handicappers, $25,000 on the line. This is the Circa Friday Football Invitational on VSiN, the sports betting network. Here is your host, Matt Humans.
It's Football Friday night in Las Vegas. Here we go. Week 6 of the Circa Friday Football Invitational. $25,000 up for grabs. Derek Stevens' money, and Scott Pritchard has got his eyes on it. Right now in third place as we head to week number 6. Las Vegas Pro Bettor. Scott Pritchard in studio with me right now. How you doing, Pritch?
I'm doing great. Good to be back. It's like deja vu all over again.
I think this is your third visit this season.
I've also done a couple of phone interviews. I have more of a face for phone interviews than I do TV interviews.
You have been all over VSiN, and you've had a good season. A lot of people have been impressed by your handicapping. Like you told me, everybody's going to know my name in a couple of months.
I just felt, hey, man, there was some disrespect. I saw before it started, I was 40-1. It's like, hey, where can I get down on that?
Yeah, that was the Mitch Moss parody account on Twitter that made you 40-1 to win this contest. You were not happy with that, but the most difficult thing is you can't get down on that price. Nobody was taking bets on it.
It's meaningless. Why post it if you're not going to take a bet?
Here we go. Here are the standings. The Friday Football Invitational. Chris Piper, former Circa Survivor winner, 23-11-1, 23.5 points. Kenny White, Las Vegas oddsmaker handicapper, 22-12-1, 1 point back. And Scott Pritchard, longtime Las Vegas Pro Bettor at 21-13-1, 21.5 points. Rounding out the top 5, Brad Powers, college football handicapping specialist in Vegas, 20.5 points. And Chris the Bear Felica, the defending champ here in the contest, 20-15 with 20 points. So the top 5 there, all within 3.5 points. And Scott Pritchard, you've got the second best bet record in this contest. You and the Bear at 4-1. Actually, among the handicappers, the 16 in the bracket here, you and the Bear have the best bet record. Wes Reynolds and auxiliary contestants 5-0 on his best bets. But you and the Bear at 4-1, and that's going to be a tiebreaker in this contest. And the Bear actually had the top best bet record in the contest last year. And that paid off for him, winning the tiebreaker and the contest. So, Scott, it's been a good football season for you, right? College and NFL. I know you're near the top in the Golden Nugget Ultimate Football Challenge contest as well.
Yeah, it's been a few years since I've entered that contest, but I was fortunate to tie for 6th a few short years back. Decided to get back into it this year. 154-plus handicappers. Right now I'm in 4th place and also 6th as I've entered 3 entries in that contest. But, yeah, the thing, it's all point spreads, college and pro, no totals. So, again, each contest is a little bit different animal, each and of itself.
All right, so if you look here at the odds to win via General Mitchy Moss on Twitter, he updates these odds each week. Scott, you're now at plus 650, the third choice. You feel like that's more of the type of respect you deserve?
No. Let me back up the truck and get down on that plus 650. I mean, I respect the field from top to bottom. But, yeah, hey, you better believe in yourself. No one else does. I know that firsthand, and in my case anyway.
All right, you're going to get 140 plays in this final hour tonight, the Circa Friday Football Invitational Show. And Scott Pritchard, let's kick it off with your first play, and it's going to be a college football total. You've got 4 college football totals, one of those over, and that's Missouri-Kentucky over 50.
Well, what a difference a week makes. These two teams a week ago going in were 10-0, collectively 5-0 each. But now they're 0-2, so 5-1 individually. But granted, they played a couple of heavy hitters with Missouri losing to LSU by 10. That was a terrible bad beat if you had Missouri plus the points. Pick 6 late. LSU ends up winning and covering. And then, of course, Kentucky looking good, feeling good until they ran into Georgia. And the Bulldogs won that game 51-13. That's the only time all season in 6 tries that Georgia has covered the line. But I like the over. I'm against the move in this. I saw that the total opened 53.5. I caught 50. I think that 50, 51, those two numbers are key totals when it comes to betting numbers, odds, laws of probability. Again, I'm against the move, but Jimmy cracked corn, and I don't care.
Okay, good line. LSU, a 10-point favorite over Auburn. This number actually moved up to 11.5 after we fixed the contest lines at noon today here at Circa.
Yeah, I kind of felt like I think the line opened 11.5, was bet down to 10. Now it's back up to 11.5. I'm happy to see that. Anytime I can get a point, half point, point and a half, the best of it. Long term, I'll take my chances. But I'm looking at this. I was having dinner earlier with my girlfriend and her friend, and I'm thinking, man, I'm laying double digits. That's not something that I've been accustomed to doing over 3+ decades of doing this at the highest level. But I do think 10, there's some value there. I see 8 and 9 as dead numbers, and I think if worst case scenario, it's a 10-point game late. And when I look at how these two specific teams match up with LSU being favored by 10, Auburn, they're going to be projected to be behind most of this game. And I think based on their lack of a passing game, they're in last place in the SEC, averaging only 156 yards passing. So I think 10, there's some value there.
All right, if you think Scott Pritchard's rolling in this contest, he's rolling right at 21, 13-1, 4-1 on his best bets. You didn't only bring in one woman tonight, your girlfriend. You brought in 2. So you've got it going, Scott. You're on a hot streak.
It wasn't that long ago when I couldn't pick a winner that I couldn't find a girl. Now I've got 2. I'm in. Sign me up.
How about Georgia Vanderbilt? Let's keep it in the SEC. Georgia Vandy under the total of 56.
Yeah, I mentioned that Georgia finally got there last week, the first time that they've covered the entire season. This quarterback, first-time quarterback Carson Beck, first-time starter, I should say, 3 consecutive games with 300-plus passing yards. So he's really doing well. The surprising part is he's really handled the blitz well. And interestingly enough, Vandy, their opponent this weekend, they blitz a lot. Now, this line opened 57 on the total, and I'm on the move here, even though I had to compromise it by a full point, under 56. If it falls 57, I will be annoyed, but I see some value in the under here.
Okay, Scott, let's go back to a side. You actually got 2 plays in this game, so I'll let you talk about both. Kansas minus 2.5 at Oklahoma State. This number was 3 most of the week, so you're laying a good number with the Jayhawks. Also under the total of 55.5.
A couple of reasons why I like Kansas minus the 2.5, and also why I'm leaning on the total. My friend and mentor, Reg Buck, who is the world's best UFC handicapper on the planet, proactively reached out to me today and said, hey, I know you're going to be doing the TV show tonight. I like Oklahoma State. I said, dude, stay in your lane. I don't tell you how to handicap UFC, so don't tell me how to handicap college. So out of spite, I'm on Kansas, the other side, minus the 2.5. It is a true story. Okay. You think I'm just making things up here? You think I'm throwing darts at the board?
You just picked the opposite side out of spite?
Well,
or are you going to play Kansas anyway?
Well, I was leaning on Kansas. Okay. And another reason why is because they are number 6 in the entire nation as far as running the football. Last week, 51 carries for 400 yards. So I see value there. Kansas controlling the game. If it falls 1 or 2, not going to be happy. But I think, again, 18% of pro football games fall on 3, and of course it's applicable when it comes to college as well. It was 3.5 is what it opened at. You said it's mostly 3, but now it's dropped to 2.5. So again, I'm against the move here, but if it falls 3 down the middle, solves the riddle.
All right, that rhymes. Does your mentor, the UFC handicapper, also like the over in Kansas, Oklahoma, and out of spite you took the under?
No, that's a great question, though. I like how you think. No, he ran for the hills after I called him out on, hey, stay in your lane, pal. As far as the total on this game, I think Kansas with their ball control, I'm looking for 3 plays in a cloud of dust to the right, to the left. Mm-hmm. And the thing that concerns me here is if they break one, 1, 2, 3 big plays in this game, going 80 yards on a one and done, that would not be good. But I expect, that's why I'm leaning on the under here, 55.5 points. Oklahoma State offensively, they have yet to see 30 points this year. They averaged 23, so I see value under 55.5.
All right, you've also got under in the Giants-Bills, and you sent me 44, but the circa contest number was 43.5. There was 44 out there at a lot of books today. But why, in general, do you like this Giants-Bills game under with the Giants playing backup quarterback Tyrod Taylor?
Well, I love betting against the overhyped, overrated Giants. Are you kidding me? New York fans, I don't care, don't want to hear about it. The truth hurts. They suck, all right? And their coach is even worse. How did this guy win Coach of the Year? They finished 3rd in their division. 3rd in their division a year ago, and this clown gets Coach of the Year. 9 wins. Sirianni of the Eagles, 14-3. He wins the same division with a record of 14-3. So I've been singing this song for quite some time. Giants have won 1 game, and there was a miracle comeback in the second half on the road against the hapless Cardinals. But enough about that. What was the question? No, I got the question. I like the under here because, again, the Giants are inept on offense, and they're a joke. So under, and to your point, you said it's 43.5 now. So half point may not seem like much, but 44 is a key total when betting totals. That's a key number. So, yeah, I'll take my chances on under 44.
All right. Scott Pritchard will be appearing at the Comedy Club. When is that, on Saturday night? At what time?
It's right here, Friday nights.
All right, the best bet, Pritch, you're going to go ACC. Syracuse, Florida State, under 55.
11 straight wins for Florida State. But the thing that I look at here from a number standpoint, best bet under 55, is because this team, it's been uncanny. They have been 20 for 20 in the red zone. All right. So that's awesome, but it's a tough way to make a living. I don't think it's sustainable. So kick a couple of field goals. There's no crime in kicking a couple of field goals. 2 possessions, 2 field goals. That's 8 points. 4 points times 2 possessions. So yeah, under 55. I think it's a good bet.
How long have you been in Vegas, and how long would you say you've been a professional sports bettor?
Well, I've been betting since junior high, way back when, 100 years ago, but I came to Vegas in April of '93 from Chicago, and I was fortunate to actually work for a professional sports betting group. They were moving some pretty good money for the legendary Billy Walters, and I asked a myriad of questions, took a ton of notes in this notebook that I still have, about 35 of these. But I have to tell you that I retained so much information. I'm a big fan that success leaves clues. Billy Walters is a legend, and I learned so much from so many people that if you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. And I've always been a good student. So yeah, I would say for the past close to 30 years.
Okay. And Scott Pritchard brings his own fan club in the studio with him every time he appears. Scott, great to see you and your girls say 21, 13, and 1, 4 and 1 on the best bets. Great job in the contest so far.
I appreciate it. Long way to go. And I love the show, man. Keep up the good work.